What's up, YouTube peep? So I am going to do a tutorial or whatever on how to wire up a relay. Excuse the crappy wiring. I don't want to cut up any new shit, but if you're doing an oil cooler, radiator fan, your headlights, or anything else like auxiliary lights that you need more power for, and I wouldn't use the little Chinese toggle switches. These little guys made in China, they don't hold that much amperage. So you need like a nice good, 30, 40 plus relay. So this guy even has the schematic on how to wire it. So let me cut. So as you see the schematic here, 85, come on focus. 85 and 86 could either be ground or power. Depends which way you want to do it. 30 and 87 are your switch. So right now we have, pretend this is your chassis here. We got our battery. This is our ground chassis. This is our power fused. After the fuse, I'm stealing power, which goes to our relay. So the big guy here, that's number 30. The other big red wire here, that's 87. The white wire here is 86. I got it going to ground. And then the red wire here goes through the switch here, which then goes back up to your power. So when you flip the switch, the relay clicks and you got light. Pretty basic. That could be a fan, that could be auxiliary lights, whatever you need a lot of amperage for. And when it's off, it's off. The power stops at the relay. It's good to have, some sort of fuse in there. It's pretty basic wiring. So like I said, come on, focus. Jesus Christ. So say 86 is ground, 85 is the switch that goes to power. That's a coil. So it's a magnetic coil that pulls the plunger to 87. Another cool thing you could do is add another leg here. So let's post you up for a second. So that's on the 87A. So say you want your headlights to turn off when your blinker turns on. Let's see if this thing will actually stick to ground here. So say that's your running lights, right? So then when you turn on your blinker, or you can use it as an indicator that it's off. See how the switch on and off? So technically you can make blinky lights with the relay. So since 30 and 87A stay on, or I'm sorry, 30's power, so 87 stays on when the power's off. So technically, this could be your parking light up front, and then when you turn on your headlights, they turn off, or, I'm sorry, that could be your blinker. And you go click, 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 click. So that was one way of wiring it up. Like I said, we're taking power to the switch, and the switch goes to 87 or 86. Was it 86, 87? I'm sorry, 85 or 86. Doesn't really say. If you have a cool pigtail, like I bought and used all them up, you won't have this debauchery of goofiness. A lot of my switches are actually wired negative to turn on. That way I don't have to chase a power wire all the way over to the battery or the fuse block. So once again, ground, fused power, power splits to the switch, splits to the relay. When you apply power to the relay, switch comes on, and there we go. So just moving a couple wires around, now we got the power going straight through on the white that goes to 85. Then, now where do we go? this red wire here that goes to the switch, now goes to ground, will activate the switch as well. Or I'm sorry, activate the relay. So that's two ways of wiring it up. If you don't want to, loom a wire all the way back, that's one way of doing it. Technically, it says stealing from the battery here, all the way back. You could steal right off of the relay. Let me cut and show you that one. So, sorry for the sloppy wiring. This white wire loops, and lands right back on the terminal for number 30 here, which comes off of the main battery power. So when you flip the switch, there you go. So you could kind of wire this up with just 3 wires, because the ground or the power is looping. So this white wire just loops straight to, say, what is that, 85 to 30, and then your 86, your ground switch, goes over to your switch and then is grounded. And there you go. So technically you would have ground switch and main power, and then your power leg out to run your light or your fan. So that's a dirty and very ugly way of doing it. Like I said, I was running this for years. As long as you tape off all the ends and push them on all the way. This is just for demonstration. Works. So that's a quick how-to, wire up a relay. Like I said, you can do it as a negative switch or a positive switch. Doesn't hurt to, draw out your schematics. Maybe I'll draw on the piece of metal exactly what it looks like. So hold on. So here's a quick drawing of what I did. So you got your negative grounded chassis, you got your power with the fuse feeding number 30, and then here's your switch coming after the fuse that will trip 86, which will energize the coil because it's grounded to 85, which will connect the power to 87, turn on your lights, your fan, your coolers, whatever the hell you want. So this is the version using power to turn on the relay. So if you wanted to turn on with the ignition switch, this is the way to do it. If you want to use the auxiliary switch, you wire it the other way. So like the MP oil cooler, that thermostat switch, I got mine wired up negatively. So let me draw that up for you. So negatively, we'll have the switch going to ground, chassis ground, whatever. Then we'll have 85, loop over to 30. Or if you really want to run the wire all the way back to the fuse or wherever the hell you're going from. So say this is your MP oil cooler switch. When this closes, it's just a negative ground that will turn it on. And then this will turn on. Then if you don't trust your sensor switch off of this, come on, draw. You can mount another switch. So we'll label this one sensor, and this one you would stick under your dash. So say under dash switch. You can also do that with the positive if you really want, but that is the way I'm doing it. So people, that's how you wire up a relay. If you need to turn on, like I said, your fuel pump, your fans, your auxiliary lights, you want to make cool blinking lights out of your headlights / indicators, stuff like that. Like the Nissan guys, Honda guys, whoever, big boost applications, even American cars, you need more voltage to the fuel pump. You would use the signal wire that would normally, or the power wire that goes to the fuel pump that turns on, would activate the relay. Then you run like big 10 or 8 gauge to your fuel pump. That way you have more amperage, drops down the duty cycles all that good stuff. So hope you guys are having a good Memorial Day weekend or whatever holiday this is. That's how you wire up a relay. At least that's how I wire up relays. I'm sure there's maybe other ways, but thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, appreciate all you guys. Take care.